Awesome. What I was thinking tonight was just do a walkthrough of the shop and talk about the. How you doing, Kim? How you doing, Mike? How am I making out today? Pretty good. I think I've got the audio fixed up a little bit. Hopefully, there's not very much bunning. I put a little earphone in, and hopefully that solves some issues. Um,
Let people know about that I'm going to be.
and I've got Rebecca in the background, gonna watching for questions and feeding me questions as they go. How you doing there? Who's it? T Bear from South Carolina.
Oh, where in South Carolina?
Whereabouts in South Carolina? Rebecca's wondering though. Hi, Kim. Laurel from the West Coast, right on. But I thought I would do something a little bit more interactive tonight because I got you on my phone and I can rotate you around just sort of like that. And hopefully we can talk about some of the projects that we got going on. Hey, Saskatchewan. What's going on, Deb? Lynn from Quebec. Thumbs up, everybody. I'm doing okay, Gus. Yep, Rebecca's behind the scenes. So I think I'm going to do a walkthrough, introduce you to everybody in the shop. I'm sure the star of the show is going to be Stella. I think you've all seen her. She's big and beautiful. Gotta love it. One of the projects that we're working on today is we've got this little kitchenette. It's going into a ProMaster that we're working on. This is kind of cool because up here we're going to have a sink. It's going at the front door, so there'll be a door that opens there, but there's also a door that opens in the back. So when you're outside the van, you can just simply open the door and put the water in. It's going to be a simple system. Of course, got 3 drawers. Up top, there's going to be a stove, and of course, we've got the little pull-out table, which is kind of cool. What else we got going in the shop? Well, we got a couple display cases going to a museum. There's going to be more on that in the next couple weeks, which is kind of cool. And we've got this little ProMaster. Getting a little ProMaster, and inside here, let's just stand back a little bit. Take a look. So that little cabinet that I was talking about, the kitchenette is going here. So we'll be able to access the water from the front. And in the back, originally we were going to do a tall cabinet going top to bottom with like coffee maker, upper storage, and all that kind of stuff with a bench with a pull out. But what she's actually decided is that she didn't really need the bench. She has the bed. She also got the front seat that rotates. This is Janet's van. So we're going to put in a cabinet that goes all the way across. Down there is her little heater that'll come through the front of the van. Of course, she's going to have the fridge. And we're also going to have some like drawers, and I'll show you on my computer in a little bit. But that's kind of cool. It's just a simple little van. You know, one of the little midget ProMasters. And I have to say, I love them. In the back, just take a look. In the back, it's kind of cool. So, like in Chrome's van, we did a back panel to hide the bed because nobody wants to see that. Down here, she's already started to put some stuff in. She's coming in only for the week, but we're going to put a new cabinet. And over here, it's going to close in a little bit with a little side hole. She wanted this whole back spot open. And we threw some of her electrical, off-grid electrical from Overland, off-grid Overland, and your master kill switch and all that kind of stuff. More going in the side. And the great thing about this is it's all accessible from the top on both sides and wide open at the back. So I'm just going to flip it around. So what do you guys think about that? Low roof, yes, definitely. Did you finish the van?
Jamie's.
Jamie's van? Yeah, it's out there. We actually have a video coming up in the next week. Sorry for all the moving. Um, and that'll be a fun little video. It's not going to be very long, but just a walk through of the video, a little interview with Jamie. He loved it. He's on his way down south for a little vacation, so he's going to do a road test and see what happens. With that trim, you're awesome. Yeah, thank you. What else do we got? Do you guys have any questions for me? Amanda, I know you said you might have had one.
Have all the electrical components under the bed make the mattress heat up.
No. So there's plenty of air ventilation under there. We do actually have a fan in the back, so that will move the air around. The battery doesn't need any. It's actually got a heater in it to keep the battery warm. We live up here in Canada. I think this morning we woke up this morning. It was negative 22 Fahrenheit. Is it Fahrenheit? Celsius, right? That would be like -5 in the U.S. What's my favorite van layout? Well, there is only actually a couple. You know, you can, there's usually the bed goes across the back, and that's usually a double bed. I typically don't do north to south, so from front to back bed, because it takes up so much of the van. Now, if you have a Sprinter 170, it's no problem at all. But in the shorter vans, like the ProMaster you just saw, and the Sprinter 144s and all that kind of stuff, you typically, if you go front to back, there's not a lot of room, so we usually go side to side.
Make It by Mandy's asking, have you ever mounted a cupboard to metal or only wood? She's got ribs in the anvil and she's thinking of screwing stuff to it.
Okay, I suggest, Mandy, on your truck, I would definitely suggest putting in a wood frame. And I would also think about, you could put the L track in and mount it to the L track. That's an easy option. But at least do yourself, put in a 3/4 inch frame. Your ribs go vertically, so I would suggest run the woods horizontally. I would put it in at 34 inches, so your cabinetry could go in, and I would put it where you need it, if that makes any sense. Then you can mount everything to the structure that you're putting into the van and mount that or bolt it into the ribs. You can use a rib nut with a bolt in order to bolt in the framing, and that helps out a lot.
See? How much for this cabinet?
How much for that cabinet? I think it's I showed you the 36-inch cabinet. I've actually made that a little bit smaller, but it's all the same.
It's about 24,
I think it's $2,600 Canadian. And at the end of the day, I don't have to worry about you breaking it. It will stay together.
So T-Bear from Lancaster, South Carolina wants to know, can you make a desk and ship it to Lancaster, kind of like a drafting desk? And we would just remind people, if they want to ask us specifics about their stuff and shipping and all that kind of stuff, go through the website.
Yeah. So Rebecca's just reminding me, if you have specific requests, reach out to us through our website. We can take a quick drawing from what you want, and then we can price it out and go from there, because it's really hard to do it live. But yeah, definitely reach out to Rebecca at overlandinteriors.com, and we can do quotes and all that kind of stuff.
Perfect. Have you ever done a long pull-out desk drawer? Have you ever done a long pull-out drawer desk from under the platform that pulls out as a table, but then flips up to reveal monitor and desk area?
Okay, so I haven't done it like that. I have made tables that slide under the bed, and it comes out. So we've done it so there's benches on either side of it. I think that was a Sprinter 170. And the way it worked was a bench on either side, driver and passenger, and the table came out from underneath the bed, plus a couple drawers and a step that we incorporated in there, which was pretty awesome. And actually, what was really cool about that bed is that when the dining room table slid in, I actually had the bed slide all the way out. So they did sleep uh, from front to back on the van, but when they weren't using the bed, they could push it back in, and it was a very small footprint.
Yeah, you look to be frozen.
Am I frozen?
Um,
Hey, Tina,
ask people if they're seeing frozen.
are you guys seeing me frozen? Hope you could duplicate in a kit form. Ugh, trying to get a van.
Not frozen.
Not
Okay.
frozen. Yay!
Just on mine then.
Yeah, maybe move over closer to the internet. I don't know.
Okay.
Would it be possible to create a computer desk that sits on the passenger side of the swivel seat, but it have not affect the entrance? Well, there's a lot going on there. Typically, right behind the driver. Let's go over to this one and let's take a look. So, in Janet's van, we've got Janet's van. So her seat is right here. Trying to put a desk in there, what you can do, which might work, is put a Lagoon mount right there. So it could work right there across, so you could work at it in the passenger seat. I think that trying to build something that slides out and all that kind of stuff, it might get cumbersome because you really don't want to make that spot any more cramped than it is. And mind you, most people, when they're designing van, that section is where they enter. So if we've got one cabinet going over to here, that leaves us about 28 to 30 inches there. So putting a mount in there so you can put a Lagoon table, which we have on our website, uh, and the support go in there, you can easily put a small little desk that works. What do you think of that answer? Yeah, definitely Lagoon's tables are the best option. We have a bunch of tabletops on our website, so if there's a particular shape that you want, you can just, it's under our accessories, I believe. There we go. What else do we got?
I think you're gonna show some of the.
Okay, yeah, let's talk about designs. And let's go over here to the office, the chalkboard, because that's always fun. You don't want too much in the front door. Exactly. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn you around to the chalkboard. And I could go through some designs and you guys can tell me what you think. Eh.
They want to know: are you going to be on? You're like doing lives every Monday?
I'm thinking that.
Every Monday.
Not every Monday, but right now, while I'm learning, definitely I like the idea of doing lives on Monday Night Live. There we go. So,
Okay.
can you hear me? Can you see me? Oh, I do walk by.
Can you see me?
So I did this on purpose. Hopefully we don't hear too much. There's a soccer practice right beside us.
It's not, everybody's just looking at your stomach.
Oh, my stomach. Here, how about now?
I think. Oh no, wait, we're good.
All right.
We're good.
So don't mind the big noises that are going in the background. That's the soccer gym that just started. So basic van build designs. Here's your van. Most people, if they just want to sleep separately, so 2 twin beds at the back, typically a cabinet there, entrance. This is the front door. This is the one that we just did for Jamie. And for Jamie, because it was a high roof van, we put the upper cabinets front to back on both sides. So that was kind of cool. So huge amount of storage up top. They wanted separate sleeping because they didn't want to interrupt each other in the middle of the night. You know, it's always nice to get a good night's sleep. So twin beds, and they put a curtain right there, right at the beds. So if Jamie got up, he could get up and turn his seat around. He's got a flip up table here, so he could actually sit and work in the morning while his wife was sleeping, which I thought was a good idea. Here's the other chair. It actually stayed permanent, but over here we had the fridge. And the reason why I usually put the fridge here is because when you're loading food into the van, you're just coming straight in, and there's your fridge. It just pulls straight out right there. You can load it in, done. It goes away. And then for the water, I usually put the sink here because I have a door that opens there. So you can open up, you got fresh and gray water here. And typically we've been doing a lot of really simple where you have a 5 gallon jug for fresh, 5 gallon jug for gray. And when the gray gets filled, it gets dumped. When you need fresh water, you just load it in through the top. Of course, we have a door at the front, but you know, it's when you need it. Okay, so that's one build, that one style. So that turns out that's what we did for Jamie.
Um,
Questions?
Relevant travelers asking, can we turn this camera to landscape mode? But we can't.
I haven't
For the
figured it.
lives, it doesn't allow it. I just tried and it said it's
Yeah, I've
not.
been trying, but if you guys know how to do that, let me know. Okay,
Okay.
next build, we're doing how to do a design for a Sprinter, 144. And so same short wheelbase. I actually think the 144s are a good base for a camper unless you're in it for a long term and living in the camper. A good living in the van. If you're just camping on weekends, the 144 is a great platform and the shorter wheelbase. I also think that the high roof is a good thing too. I'm not just a low roof kind of guy. So with a short wheelbase, you want to go with the bed at the back. So 54, and the Sprinters are about 72 wide. So you got a 6 foot person that can sleep there, or if you got a shorter person and he's 6'3", you sleep like that. It's funny. That's you can stretch out. If you go from diagonal and you're in the van alone, you've got almost 7 foot. So it's no problem for that. Of course, your services are going underneath. So your water, electrical, they can be reversed. It doesn't matter which side they go on. And you know, one of the things that what I started doing is putting a closet cabinet right here. In here, we could do, like if we, okay, let's just take a look at this. In the side view, you got your bed, you got your partition, you got a tall cabinet that comes up, and then you might have an upper cabinet here, and a longer cabinet here. Of course, you got your fridge that goes here, you got some drawers. In here, we could do a coffee. You got upper storage, and same with this. You got upper storage around here as well. That's a good idea. We can actually fit a larger stand-up fridge in the base of that cabinet. So if you like the fridge that with the door that opens, that's a good idea. If this is your bed, one of the common mistakes people make in beds is that this measurement here from the top of your mattress to the top of the ceiling, any guesses on what that height should be? Well, I know this from just basic human measurements. That space should be 38 inches plus. If you've got a really tall person, might want to go to 42. That measurement is more important than this measurement. I know that seems odd, you know, you got bicycles and all that kind of stuff. But By having that measurement there, that means somebody can sit here without smacking their head on the ceiling. I see so many vans that it's right up here, so it makes it very difficult to sit up in the bed or actually get comfortable. So that's one thing. And then you have a little bit of a ladder there at the front, or however you want to do it. But that's kind of what I was thinking over here. So you got that cabinet here, you got your fridge here, that will slide out. You've got drawers here, of course, and over here, same idea. The sink opens up, and you've got a place for a cooktop if you want. You can either put it here or bring it over to the other side, which is kind of cool. Any questions that are popping up?
Not too many questions. There's just a lot of compliments. Great work that you did on Chrome stuff.
Yay!
You're very knowledgeable. You've got Steve from New Zealand.
Hi, Steve.
What time is it there?
It's probably in the morning, is it?
I mean, we don't know. Steve can tell
8
us.
o'clock in the morning. What time is it, Steve?
Good day from New South Wales, Australia.
Whoa.
It's from Beryl.
What time is it, Beryl?
We don't know, but they're going
All
to
right.
get back to us.
So I got another one. I've done a lot of the little Nissan micro vans, which is kind of cool. It's a very short van. If you can imagine, it's 80 inches long and it's about 48 inches wide, and you have your little wheel wells here. What I've always done for those, my first one I did many years ago, but that's where my slide out bed comes from. It went basically from one end to the other, the 80 inch, and then I had the little pullout that was here, and I put it on heavy duty slides. So it made one single bed in there, and I usually put a cabinet in here and the side door being here, if it's looking that way. All depends. I think, yeah, most of them are on the driver's side where we have them. And I think some of them are on this side, but I always do it with that. So what I've done in the past is bring this cabinet down a little bit. It actually stops around here. I put a small fridge in here, so it pulls out into the doorway, which is kind of cool. This bed pulls over, and there's a little spot on here. So when you're looking at it on the side, I've done where there's a little cabinet, comes out like that, comes down, and there's a rail right on the side of the cabinet where this bed, when it pulls out, goes and mounts up to the side of the cabinet. It gives a lot of support there, which solves a couple problems. But you know what? I always do it where there's no legs hanging down. I always do it with the 400-pound slides. I haven't actually had anybody break through in the last 5-6 years, which is kind of cool. But yeah, you mount this in the 400-pound slides that extend out, and it provides the rest of it. And it has plenty of support with that.
Steve let us know it's 2:25 p.m. on Tuesday, but you've got Marco in the Netherlands, and it's 2:24 a.m.
Cool.
He's watching you at 2:24 a.m.
Wow.
That's a loyal follower.
That's kind of cool. Are you bored or you just can't sleep? So yeah, I decided to come on live. And any more questions?
Yeah, there was a question about, have you ever done a kitchen along the backs of the front seats with a flip-up access to the front?
I haven't. I do know what you're talking about. Now, when you talk about flip-up access, are you going to crawl under the kitchen counter in order to get to the front of the van? That might be interesting.
Or maybe like...
Yeah, or it opens up like a bar and you walk through. That would be kind of cool. But then here's the thing. I can see it working. There's your van, seat, door. Now, you have your panel here. You're going to have your doorway here. You'll have a kitchen cabinet here and a kitchen cabinet here. So all of a sudden, you're reducing the amount of space in this area. You know what I'm saying? So if you have and this is what I'm thinking, correct me if I'm wrong. You've got this here, this is your wall. It's a good idea. And you flip this up in order to walk through to the front seats. Is that what you're thinking about? Anyway, it's just a thought. You could do it that way, but then you lose all this wall space and you lose this space here because you've got to have an entrance. But that's just my 2 cents from just going for the question.
Guess who's on? Rachel. She's super excited because she knows her drawings are coming.
Yeah, your drawings are coming, Rachel. I've been a little behind, but you know what? I'm actually catching up. I've got 2 sets done in the last 48 hours, which is really good. I've got another 2 or 3 sets to go. I'm hoping to cover through this pretty quickly now that I'm on a roll. I've got a bunch of projects on the go, which is kind of cool. I appreciate to have the work. It's awesome. And yeah, anyway, let's.
Lynn's got a question. She's got a Dodge Grand Caravan Crew
Mhm.
Plus with stow and go.
Mm-hmm.
She was thinking about building a temporary setup with a trifold bed and an L-shaped counter. Do you have any suggestions for Lynn?
Do I have any suggestions? I haven't done too many of the Grand Caravans. I have to be honest. I've done one a long time ago. Um, the problem with the Sew and Go, it's the bottom of the floor is pretty bumpy. And in order to that would be definitely a custom build. But and I can only go with what I've done in the past. Here's the van, front seats, and I believe, yeah, we use this as the main door, driver's side. And what we actually did is this is the hatch. We made a huge storage at the back. So when you open up the back, it allowed access to all the storage. So this lady had a kitchen that was here. It pulled out, which was kind of cool, with the bed and slash. Um, she needed a place to work as well. So we put in a bed that folded up like a futon, and it stored basically here during the day. She had her feet that would sit down, and we had a cabinet here which had a table that would swing out. But that was a very tight build. I know that she loved it, and I believe she sold the van quite shortly after I built it for her. So I don't really know how the long term was on that design, but it was customer's design. What else do we got?
There's, oh yeah, there was a question about how about a handicap van and a wide wheelchair can sleep in a twin with room left for head and toe.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
How big is the van? It's like a full size van. I know when we did Jeffy Bear's build, that was all one unit. Of course, it was custom. I think you guys might have watched the build.
Marco did.
Marco did, yeah. That was, and it all depends on the handicap that the person has and what we have to build inside the van in order to make it livable for that person. That would be quite custom. It's not something you were going to find on our website. We have done one in the past. We haven't done too many other ones.
Lynn said thank you for walking through that question that she had about her Grand Caravan.
Yeah. So, the Grand Caravan, I do suggest a little bit of storage right behind the front seats because it becomes a dead area, and then having the bed fold up towards the back. I think that the customer before was really happy that we had access to the back of the van with all that storage. She actually used it as her kitchen and a lot of storage that went right down into the wheel well, which was a kind of a cool build.
Do you want to take this back?
Yep, I'll take it back.
Great.
Great. Here we go. And we're back. Yeah, absolutely. Please subscribe, the like button, all that kind of stuff. Andy did Jeff's Bear, yeah, with the wheelchair. It was already in there, correct.
They want to know, are you starting, you and Chrome starting a GoFundMe page for Jared?
Are we starting a GoFundMe page?
Jared apparently is balding.
Oh, oh, come on. Jared's not balding.
Oh, and that was gone.
Oop, yep, appreciate that. Thanks, Amanda.
What's the oldest van you've ever worked on?
Oldest fan I ever worked on. Probably it was Jeffy Bear's because it was quite old when we got it, but it was in great condition. What else?
Mandy's moderating.
That's okay. I appreciate you, Mandy or Amanda. That's awesome. I have a 1988 Dodge Rake camper van. I don't even know what that is. Is it like one of the old B series full size Dodges?
I'm gonna find it.
It could be like a type of camper van, just for short trips, not full time use. Yeah. What is the toughest build ever, and what vehicle was it?
Chrome's?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Chrome's last build. That definitely challenged me. I was doing stuff that I hadn't done before, but I totally get it. When you're working with other people, you just got to make it work. You know, Jared's an awesome guy, and he had his own list of things that he had to do. So you kind of have to work together on people, and that's sometimes it makes it a little more difficult, but that's all right. You just got to roll with the punches.
They want to know, who does the electrical? Do you have anyone that does the electrical?
I do have a guy that does electrical. His name is Fabian. I also, if I needed to, I could call on Jared. But I'm going to show you my office. Fabian's company is Overland, Off-Grid Overland. These guys are great. Fabian's a licensed electrician, and he's done a lot of off-grid systems, not just for vans, but for cottages and bunkies and all that kind of stuff. So he's a certified electrician in downtown Toronto, and he comes in most weekends to play in the shop. I may have missed some of the questions.
Well, how are you doing with your flat pack ideas?
Okay, so here's the thing with flat pack. When it comes to beds, it's no problem at all. Putting that stuff together. Hey, Lauren. It's no problem. But what I've actually come to the conclusion of is when I'm building out cabinetry and it has drawers in it, I dovetail all my drawers because I don't want the customer, to have a problem or have to assemble them. So when it comes to cabinets with drawers in it, which is a lot of what we do, we assemble it. We glue it together, we assemble it, we get it all ready because that's not something, because I don't want it falling apart on you. You know, simple as that. But when it comes to stuff that's no drawers, like upper cabinets, beds, and that kind of stuff, we will flat pack it and ship it out in that way. What else do we got?
Do you have a licensed technician there? Like, what kind might want a licensed technician?
A licensed technician for electrical?
Yeah, I don't know what.
So for the cabinetry, I have many years of cabinetry and design and all that kind of stuff. I went through school for furniture design and production, and I'm a registered interior designer. So I have 30 plus years of experience of doing it. I don't know if there's a certification for technology for or technician for doing cabinetry, but when it comes to safety things like electrical, yeah, absolutely. We're going to get a certified electrician in, and just so I know it's done right. I don't want anything happen to my customers. So yeah, safety first. I don't need to make money on that. What else do we got?
Well, what are people doing for the family day weekend?
What are you guys doing for the family day weekend? It's coming up soon, isn't it?
Yeah, Monday.
Monday. What are you guys doing next Monday? You guys gonna hang out with the family?
Can they hear the
Can you guys hear the sound in the background? Just wondering. Do you recall the depth of the slant door cabinet of Chrome's build? I think it was about 12 inches deep, if I remember correctly. JT Bear, retirement is can't wait. Live chat with Andy. Yep. Tina!
Matt wants to know what's the family day weekend? Where is Matt from?
Oh, where are you from? We're in Canada. We have a family day. So, yeah, every, what is it, second Monday in February, we have to spend it with our families.
Yes. That's what Matt's asking. Do we have a public holiday to spend time?
Yes,
But
it's mandatory.
is it?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, how come you're working and I'm
Because I'm
working?
self-employed. It doesn't count to us. Anybody that's self-employed, there's no holidays.
Yeah, there's no.
Not in Quebec. Oh, you guys don't like family there? Well, Tina, you can come up here. We'll love you for the weekend.
People are gonna be jealous.
Oh, Vivian. Hey, Vivian, I hear you're local. I did Vivian's window on her passenger side. We did a special trim that went around it. She came in for it one day. That was a long time ago, Vivian. How many years have you been in that van? Hey, you got Jasper. It's all good.
Do you actually sleep, Andy?
Yes, I do sleep sometimes when I need to. So, wow, it's 8:40. We've been on here 40 minutes. That's awesome. And we have 60 people on here. That's even better. Thank you for joining me tonight. That is amazing. Yeah, it's still fabulous. 6 years on the road. I remember when you started. And Tina, you got Jasper. Give him a hug for me.
You'll have your daughter with you.
I'll have my daughter with me. Yeah. I'll have Samantha, and maybe we'll have Alex. I'm not quite sure. We'll see. What's on my project plan that I have going on? Well, I have the tiny little ProMaster. I've got the big Ford behind me. We've got a camper to do, like a Alucad camper, like a back of a pickup truck. We have I think 3 or 4 sprinters coming in, which is pretty awesome, all in a row. And they're all the 144s, my favorite kind. But hey, we'll do any van. It really doesn't matter. And that's the thing about my furniture is basically you just tell me how much space you have, and we design a cabinet in order for it to go in. Appreciate that, Moto Goyo.
Who's cheaper to do a van, Vanya or Jared?
Vanya? Who's Vanya?
Yeah,
I don't know who Vanya is.
I don't know, but I'm sure.
It all depends on what you're wanting. I know that Jared does amazing work. So I know that he's built out a lot of sprinters, and he does really professional work, and I can't say enough about good things about him. So,
People are still missing you in prom.
oh yeah. Well, we'll be back together. Hopefully, in June, we'll be get together for a couple days. I might be able to stay out there a little bit longer. I gotta figure out whether I'm gonna drive out or ship some product out and have a little booth out there and meet everybody. That would be pretty cool. Yeah, Emmy has a brand new van, but I think she wants to build out her own van. Um, yeah, she's a builder, so I wouldn't take anything away from her. I think that she'd do a beautiful job. Uh, who does a cheaper van? Um, well, I think Jared gets into all the systems and all the toys and all that kind of stuff. So I think Jared's build price might be a little bit higher, but it's all about the same.
Rachel wants to know what's your favorite kind of beer. So I told her that you love margaritas and red wine.
Margaritas and red wine. That's awesome. That would be Rebecca. Favorite kind of beer is anything within 5 miles of the shop or wherever you're at. I'm a big proponent of local beer, so support the people around you, and they'll support you.
People want to know, how do you send chat funds to you?
Well, you can't. I'm not monetized, so maybe one of these days, but I'm not doing this for super chats or anything like that. I'm just doing it to show a face, get out there, meet people and stuff like that, and answer some questions that maybe you have.
Eventually you'll get there.
Yeah, eventually I'll get there, but I'm in no rush. Going to need a transit van build. Just want to know would it be cheaper to go to? Well, depends on what you were looking for. Uh, van builds can run for anywhere from, if it's just furniture, you're looking at 10 to 15. If you're looking at and you're installing it, then I can provide that option. If you're looking for walls and furniture on a small van, you're looking starting at 30, 35. That's for sure. I know Jared, with all the systems he's putting in, that bill is getting pretty big because he's spending a lot of money on the material that's going in. Whereas I typically go with the more basic build, um, just because it's not that we can't, we totally can. But, typically Jared has been working for higher end clients, so his prices will definitely be up there, but you're getting amazing quality. Yep, Laurel, I'll get there soon. I'm in no rush. In fact, that's part of me, the reason why I'm doing these lives is that I want to get comfortable with the camera. I want to get comfortable with doing this. So I want to make all my mistakes. Like the last video I did, I left it as it was because I want those mistakes. I've always said, if you're not making mistakes, you're not learning. And hopefully it's not so buzzy tonight, so maybe I learned something. Do myself and Jared work together much? You know what? We don't actually do a lot of projects together. There might be one or two a year. Um, but I do make parts for Jared. If he needs a specialty part that's made on a CNC, he doesn't have a CNC, and it's just easier if he just hires me out to make it, which is kind of cool.
You supply that bed platform.
Yeah, I make all most of his bed platforms because for him to do it, it's not worth it. For my CNC to do it, it takes 3-4 hours for to cut out a bed platform, and we can spray it up and deliver it, and he loves them.
Have you ever done a build for a minivan?
Yes, we've done a couple minivans. We've only done basically the construction. So the small Nissan, the tiny little micro ProMaster. This I think it's a ProMaster City. We've done a Ford, the little micro minivan for the Ford, but they're all basically the same. And we just had one in a Honda that came out, and I did a quick little design. We didn't actually end up getting the job, which is totally cool. But it was a deck. It was in one of those little Honda Acti, I think they're called. but there was enough room to sleep the people side by side, and everything else pulled out the bottom, which is kind of cool.
Any Tahoe builds?
Any Tahoe builds? So no, I haven't done any Tahoe builds, but we have done the Forerunner build. So basically, it's a deck platform that we put in, and we allow if you need to drop a seat, it can go down and have the other seat up if you need the third person seating, which is kind of cool. And then we make drawers that come out the back, so you can have your kitchen that goes underneath the rear hatch, which is kind of cool. So we make a couple of drawers that pull out the back, and it allows you to have enough space for your electrical right behind the passenger seat. You're a natural, relaxing camera conversation. Appreciate that, Motogoyo. I love that name. That's pretty cool.
You are doing a great job.
You are, and customer service are dead. Rebecca is crushed. She is. She totally is. You know what? I am not afraid to say she is amazing when it comes to the customer service. She's the organized one. I am the creative one. My brain doesn't think that way, and I'm lucky to have her here. To be honest with you, she is amazing, and I can't say enough about her. Um, yeah, I'm the one that doesn't have really good schedule. I don't know what time is irrelevant to me. It's just something that it's just what it takes as it takes. That's why I tend to work late into the night because I'm not actually paying attention. It's not until someone calls and says, "Hey, are you coming home?" I'm like, "Yeah, I am. I'm on my way."
Are you going to sell those keychains that you made for Chrome?
Am I going to sell keychains? Maybe. Do you guys want keychains? I have some of the bamboo scrap here, but I kind of was holding on to the last piece of bamboo in case Chrome broke something. I'm not saying he's going to, but he's been known to he's been known to be quite hard. So if he breaks something on his van, I need some material in order to replace it. And I think I have one piece or a half a piece of bamboo left if I need to replace a part. So
Chrome did say he was going to sell those on
Chrome did say he was going to sell them on his website. I haven't shipped him any, so he hasn't. I think he only has 10, or he had 10. I think I've got some material here. I could probably make a couple hundred for him, and then but that would be a limited edition.
I just realized Make It by Mandy's Amanda.
Yeah, Make It by Mandy is Amanda.
With her rude eggplant.
I'm still waiting on. Oh, no problem. You're going to get something in the mail for me. I keep saying that.
And there's a question again about the stickers and just.
Oh yeah, for the stickers, did we? Oh, we haven't been able to get them on the website yet, but let's try for next Monday. We'll try to make a little post. I've got maybe 100, 150 stickers. We'll throw them up on the website. I don't know what the going rate is, but I can't sell them for what Chrome does because I paid a little bit more than Chrome did, but I'm not buying 10,000 at a time. Yeah, let's try by next week. We'll see if we can get some stickers on the website.
Not by next week.
Not by next week. Not by next week. Okay, give me 2 weeks. Looks like this back slider of Chrome's van is giving him issues. I didn't know that. I'll have to call him.
Are you going to do a regular live?
Do a regular live?
Yeah, like you can do one every Monday.
I've done 2. I think the next week or so we're going to release a video and not do a live. But I like Mondays because it's nice to just make content once a week. But it'll probably be every 2 weeks, maybe every 3.
T-shirts available on the website. So if you can just let people know things like stickers and T-shirts, I'll look into that.
Yeah, when it comes to things like T-shirts and stickers, you know what? We don't have it set up. The stickers we can give, I think we've got a couple hundred there. But for the T-shirts, that's something we have to order. So We have a guy right in the complex. We could probably get it made within a week or so. I'm not going to stock tons of t-shirts for the 10 t-shirts I might sell. So if you have a request and have a size, we can come up with some pricing. I'll have to go down to my neighbor, see what he'll start making them for. Reach out through the website, and we'll see what we can do to get you hooked up. Chrome might need some dish storage. I actually saw that. Yeah, we were gonna make it before he left, but he didn't know what he wanted and he didn't have the size of the dishes. So he was itching to get out. I don't blame him because it was getting pretty late. And I think he wanted to get on his way and get back home before the snow was really bad. And you know what? He had a good passage all the way through. The weather was great and he did it at the right time.
And then Amanda said, it's just the lock, and he's ordered it.
Just the lock. Oh, the clipping lock. Oh, okay, yeah. That's just a slide. Oop, Chrome has issues. Slider. Oh, okay. I'm just trying to catch up. Here we go. Hmm.
Can you do a 360-degree camera where you can do like a virtual tour of your van designs that people can look at on your website? Oh, like the house sale.
Oh, like the house sale type thing. Well, I'll take a look. Right now we have the iPhone 13. So we're going to use what we got right now. We're not going to go out buying equipment because, as I said, this is not a money making thing for me. It's just a matter of reaching out and getting to know you. But as we go through, maybe we might pick up one of those 360 cameras.
I thought it was something, but I guess not.
No, it's an actual camera.
Gotcha.
Yeah, he was fortunate to get because when Ontario just got slammed like a week after he left.
We got about 10 minutes left. Good time to get any last minute.
Yeah, so we got about 6 to 10 minutes left. I only said I was going to be on here for an hour. So any more questions? Quick, or you're going to have to wait a week or two. Smart move. Camera's fine. Yeah. Again, I'm a firm believer of make do with what you got. This camera's a lot better than the one I had before. It's not cracked, so it's a good day. Audio is much better this week. A little bit of learning. Have a little headphone in my ear, and that cut out all the static, which was, I don't understand how it worked, but it did. Truck bed pull-out drawers. Yes. Send me what you have, and we can do drawers that pull out, no problem. We've done truck beds before. We've done a Toyota Tacoma. We've done Toyota Tundras. I've done a Chevy Canyon. So yeah, there's all kinds of things. How you doing, everybody? Very professional. Well, I'm trying. It's the saw blades in the background that make it look cool. Thanks, Vivian. Awesome. Lauren, send out your drawings. We were actually just talking about you tonight. Do send them out, and I'll see what I can do to get them organized. I have the layout actually drawn in CAD now, so when you send out your drawings, I'll start to put them together for you.
So Dora wants to know, do you sell single pieces of furniture?
Yes, absolutely. If you go on our website, check out the single pieces. We don't have to sell everything out at once. If you just need a 3-drawer or sink cabinet or whatever, just so you can bolt it in and get yourself going, yeah, hit us up. That's exactly why the website's there. Just so you can order exactly what you need. You don't have to buy the whole thing at one time.
What did you say that were the essential pieces for a build?
Okay, the essential pieces for a build. Well, first things first, you have to have a bed. Now, whether you buy a custom bed from me or you go to IKEA, buy some bed slats, throw a piece of plywood down, and attach it to the sides, away you go. That's a bed. Another thing you need is the sink cabinet or some type of water storage would be something key. You don't really need a lot for a basic build. You just need to be able to sleep, put your head down, get up in the morning, cook some food, have a place for a stove, have a place for your freezer or fridge freezer. You know, you can use a cooler when you're first starting out. Um, I don't actually recommend going out and buy the fanciest Yetis you can buy. Um, you can go like up here. We have Canadian Tire and we have Coleman, all this kind of stuff, and you can get these really good. I wouldn't say low quality. They're just not Yetis, and you can keep ice in them up to like 3, 4 days, 5 days, depending how hot it is. And but I actually highly recommend the Iceco product just because it's square, it's easy to use, and they have great customer service. So there is that.
Okay, two questions that I want to get. Um, Nick wants to know, what are your thoughts on RV trailer cabinets
Mhm.
increasing strength while keeping weight low?
So RV kitchen cabinets. So I would basically design it just like I do everything else. Um, Honeycomb is about the only thing. I used to use 3/4 inch material. Now I use 5/8. The reason being is that I used to use the 3/4 inch because I wanted to make sure the joints were strong enough. You know, there's enough glue in there, so I didn't have to worry about it breaking apart. But I realized my builds were getting pretty heavy because I was using heavier wood. When I went to the 5/8 Baltic birch, that's 28 kilos per sheet. So instead of it being 37 or 40 kilos per sheet for 3/4 inch, it dropped down to 38. So a significant weight savings there. And if you're taking the weight off the actual stock material, then yeah, it's 9 o'clock. You're actually reducing the overall weight of the build. Um, some guys use, 1/2 inch material, but I don't find it to be as strong as it could be. Guys have their own ways of building things, and God bless them for doing it. But I've always had good luck with 5/8. And also when I'm doing drawers, I want 5/8 material because it goes through the dovetailer a little bit easier. Live, bravo. Thank you, everybody. Thanks, Lauren. Thanks, everybody. It's 9 o'clock. So hopefully we'll see you next time. I'll give you a heads up and check out the website. If there's small pieces that you need, hit us up. We can do custom. We have the stuff on the website. And I find that the stuff on the website's a lot like ordering from IKEA. You can say, well, I need a 3 drawer, I need a SIG cabinet, I need this. You can put all in the order, we'll box it up and ship it to you. Um, but also, if you're not too far, just because of tariffs, once the product lands in the US, they may charge you. I have no control over it. I have no US tax number. That is paid on the receiving end. So just know you can pick it up from the shop anytime. Anyway, I want to say thank you to everybody and appreciate everybody. And we'll see you on the next one. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye. Say bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody. Cheers. How do I get out of here? Yeah.